the doctrine of the Trinity can be confusing for some people. So let's define it today in a way that's simple and easy to understand. There is one God. The being of God consists of one being whose essence is infinite, eternal, and unchangeable. It's unchangeable in these ways: his being, wisdom, power, holiness, justice, goodness, and truth are all unchangeable. In this God, there subsist three divine persons. Now, this is a little bit confusing because in our experience as human beings, every person, every human being is one person. That is, one being, one person. With God, this is not the case. God is one being and three persons. And these persons are Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And these three are one God. The Father is God, the Son is God, and the Holy Spirit is God. But the Son is not the Father. The Father is not the Son. The Son is not the Spirit. The Spirit is not the Son. The Spirit is not the Father. And so these three divine persons are all God. The Father is God, the Son is God, and the Spirit is God. But they are not each other. Now, we're not going to get into scripturally proving those different propositions today. The point of this is just to simply state the doctrine of the Trinity. We'll leave proofs for the future where we will prove perhaps the doctrine of the deity of the Son of God, the doctrine of the deity of the Spirit. And the Father pretty much goes without saying. Nobody disputes that. So that's it for today. The doctrine of the Trinity, simply stated: the Father is God, the Son is God, the Spirit is God. But the Spirit is not the Father, the Spirit is not the Son. The Son is not the Spirit, the Son is not the Father. The Father is not the Son, the Father is not the Spirit. And these three are one God. Now, if you say to yourself, well, I don't understand it. Well, I didn't say that I would make you understand the doctrine of the Trinity. My goal is to state it for you. And the fact that you can't understand it or comprehend it is good. That means that He is God and you are not. Imagine this. Could you wrap your arms around the sun? That is the sun, the bright burning ball of gas which traverses the sky? No, you couldn't. However, if your arms were long enough, you could, right? Because there's a limit to the sun. So that if your arms were long enough, though you cannot comprehend it now, theoretically, it's possible that you could. With the doctrine of God, it's not possible to get our minds around it. Not only because our minds are so finite, but also because no matter how big our minds got, God does not have a boundary by which our minds can comprehend or go around His outer limits and so confine Him to a certain space or sphere. So don't be troubled if you can't wrap your mind totally around it, because you can't totally wrap your mind around God. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and I do wish you well.